and day for anyone, anywhere. My parents would send me out to wait for the ice cream man just to have some peace.
My father bought me a guitar on my 6th birthday with the hope that I would learn to play the Italian songs from the old country and do duets with my sister who played accordion, and then we can entertain our family and friends on Sunday get-togethers after church.
In 4th grade, everybody got the opportunity to try out for choir. When it was my turn, the choir teacher asked me to sing a scale and then a little song that all the other kids sang. When I was finished, she just sat there, staring at me and said, "Do your parents know about this?"
As I got older, I wanted to play other instruments besides the guitar. I became much more interested in the song and the arrangement and all of its parts. So I learned to play piano and drums. I think I was about 10 or 11 at the time.
I spent the next 3 years in junior high choir preparing to be with Georgia Rule, who was the high school choir teacher. She became my mentor. She was tough, she was a taskmaster. She taught me everything I needed to know about being a good worker and a great singer. No one ever asked me to be quiet again.
My Uncle Tim helped me form my first rock and roll band when I was 14. He was the lead singer. It was a basic 4-piece band. We would play bars and clubs, and he would sneak me in through the back door because I was underage and I couldn't get in otherwise.
I was going to be a classical singer, schooled, perfected, and successful. There was just one tiny little problem. I loved rock and roll and pop music. In my senior year, my boyfriend, fiance, got drafted and decided to enlist in the Army. I panicked and married him. I was working at a bank, living with someone I didn't love. No Juilliard, no college, no more singing. I quit my job and went back to New York and started singing again.
I did the Cleveland bar band circuit with various bands until February of 1978. I just turned 22 years old. I had an opportunity to audition for the Rick Derringer Band in New York City. I think there were over 200 guitar players or so that came for the audition, many of which I heard coming through the door as I was waiting to take my turn. And I was convinced there was no way I was going to get that gig. They were so good. I wouldn't have a chance, you know, but I got lucky. My life changed dramatically. Overnight, it seemed, I went from playing to a few hundred people to thousands.
After 2 years of playing all over New York, in 1978, I played a showcase at a club called Tramps. The New York Post wrote a glowing review, and that next night, every record company came down to see the show. I signed with Chrysalis Records and started making a record soon after, but it still didn't feel right. Something was missing.
With Derringer, we toured all of 1978, and in the beginning of 1979, went to Woodstock, New York, and recorded a record ironically called Guitars and Women.
I realized that what I wanted was a partner, like Robert Plant and Jimmy Page and Mick Jagger and Keith Richards. I didn't want to be the girl singer in front of a faceless band. But they still weren't getting it.
When recording with Derringer had finished, I was on my way back to my hometown, Cleveland, Ohio. Phone rang in the studio and the person came out and said, "There's a phone call for you."
We scrapped the first attempt, and Mike Chapman and Peter Coleman were called in. I sat down with Mike and explained once again what I was trying to accomplish. Mike said, "I've got your guy."
And the person on the phone said, "There's a singer that just got signed to a record deal in New York and was looking for a guitar player / partner to form a rock and roll band."
He's 22. He's playing with Rick Derringer right now. He's perfect.
The person also said he heard me while I was on the road with Derringer and said I would be perfect. Perfect, I said. Damn, I hope I can live up to that. Damn.
He's a great guitar player, songwriter, arranger, and he's good looking. His name, Neil Giraldo.
Then I said, what's his name? Maybe I heard of him. It's not a him, it's a her. Her name, Pat Benatar. Then I said, is she good looking? Oh my God, how is this gonna work? And on that day,
May of 1979,
my life changed again.
We met.
The rest, history.
History. and that's fun. We like that. You get to see us make all our mistakes and everything, go home and tell everybody all about it. But anyway, so I know that most of you know that Spider and I are celebrating our 39th musical anniversary. Which is pretty remarkable because for 36 of those years we have been married to each other. But way back in 1979 when we first met and put the band together, we were so young, we were babies. Spider was turning 23, I was turning 26. And you know, we met, we put the band together, we had a plan, and somewhere along the way, we fell in love with each other. While we were doing that, we decided that we should write some songs. So we did, but in the beginning it was really awkward and kind of weird to like be so young and in a new relationship and write personal songs, you know, and sing in front of all y'all. So we decided that we would write observational songs first, which is what we did. We wrote songs about everybody else, all you guys, whatever you were doing, all the crazy shit you were doing, stuff on TV, stuff we read in the newspaper, anything to avoid writing about ourselves. But then as time went on and we got a little bit older, a little bit more secure in the relationship, we did start to write personal songs. And the next one that we're going to do is the very first one.
Never
conquer the fear. No line of attack has been planned to fight back the team.
We're happy to be here. Thanks for inviting us to your fabulous party tonight. Okay, we're going to do a couple acoustic songs for y'all. We do a little show we call the Duo Show. And if you've never seen that, you should come out and see us do that. And it's just the two of us, and a piano, and a guitar. And we explore the beginnings of the songs, how we wrote them, how we made them, and all that stuff. We tell you stories about them. But we should just start this way.
No, I want to tell them what happened.
Oh, tell them, okay.
So last July, our oldest daughter got married. One down, one to go.
Easy, easy. Take it easy.
But most importantly, and the wedding was spectacular, by the way. It was amazing, right? So, most importantly, though, we are going to be grandparents. Grandpa.
I don't know if I like the sound of that. But yeah, it's gonna be all right. Yeah, I'm kind of digging it. It's like Grandpa to do like 30 or something.
In your dreams, yeah.
Okay. Anyway, when they got married, which was just about a year ago, right? And now the baby's coming, that means, yeah. So, anyway, during that fabulous wedding, when it came time, the time to do the father-daughter speech, I reminisced about the day she was born. Our daughter was born. It was February 16, 1985. Yeah. And I remember that day well. Patricia went to labor, and we drove to the hospital. And I don't know about a lot of guys out there, but giving birth to a child for us is really difficult. I mean, for a woman, it's like really simple. They lay there, and a baby comes out. A guy, it's really hard. I mean, we stress it out. Nobody knows what that feels like. We worry a lot. You get very tired. It's tough. So I knew once our beautiful, you're shaking your head, you know that. Okay. So and then when our beautiful daughter was born, I know she was in great hands with her mother and my wife, so I decided I'd go home and get some sleep. So I left the hospital.
What was I doing?
We were just resting.
Oh.
We were resting. I needed to come down from all that stuff. That was difficult. So I drove home. On the way home, I stopped at a liquor store. Serious, it's a true story, I swear to you. And I thought what you're supposed to do is buy the most expensive bottle of booze you can find, So the guy told me Scotch was the most expensive, so I bought the most expensive bottle of Scotch. I haven't been drinking, trust me. And not since that day. Anyway, so I bought that bottle, I went home, and I poured a little drink. And as I started sipping this drink, I decided that, as songwriters, we try to write a song every day. That's kind of an important thing to do. It doesn't matter if you're going to end up with Let It Be or Bridge Over Troubled Waters. You got to try to write a song every day. So anyway, this was a very special day. So I had some words laying around, and so I wrote a song called Run Between the Raindrops, especially for our daughter, Gina Ginaldo. So we're going to do that for you right now. And the last thing I'll say before we do that is our youngest daughter is 24, and she's phenomenal. She's a great actress and director, photographer, songwriter, all these things. And she has seen me talk on YouTube and stuff, and she says, Papa, how come you always talk about Gina all the time? So now I'm talking about her, Hannah Juliana Ginaldo.
You're so dead.
I don't know if you ever see that. I'm thinking about you. All right, here we go. Run Between the Raindrops.
No politics, politic free zone, yeah? But this song is about not being complacent, which I know you would never be.